And hello everybody and welcome to this new video. This time not from the usual place in the church building, but I'm sitting under the banana trees that keep away the sun, and it's nice and cool out here. It's our back garden. Anyway, talking with my daughter is often a very interesting experience. You see, she is almost 17. Next month, in August, she will become 17, and her view on the world isn't much different from that of mine. However, the things that she reads, hears, and discusses on the internet these things are pretty challenging. And for example, I kind of thought that the whole issue around abortion wasn't discussed anymore. You see, I was thinking like, well, people are saturated and just don't want to hear that debate anymore. But boy, was I wrong. The topic is very much alive, and not only among the older generation. It turns out that many teenagers have a hard time getting their heads around this topic as well. When I uploaded my last video, you know, the one on Romans, I asked her what she would like me to tackle next. Abortion was her direct answer. And I asked her why, and she said that it was the first thing that came to her mind. When you ask me about the first thing that pops up in my mind, it would definitely be something else, not abortion. I'm not saying here that abortion isn't important. No, it's one of the most important things we as Christians ought to discuss. You see, it directly touches on our worldview. But I have studied the issue so often, I have discussed it 1 trillion times, so I guess I got saturated, maybe even dozed off. Shame on me. Anyway, instead of doing a different topic, I decided to comply with her request. So I'll take on this topic first. The problem, however, is that there is so much to say about it that the videos might get too long. You see, my last video was about 30 minutes, way too big for me to upload while I'm in our village. So it was a good thing that during my last video we were still in a bigger town. Nonetheless, I do not want to shorten or hasten this subject, so I think I'll just have to make it in another series. Sorry about that. During my theology studies, we also had to deal with ethics and how to come to a good understanding of biblical morality in contemporary times. Most of the examination had to be done through essay writing. Often we could choose between several titles or subjects. And I already had a hard time studying the ethical dilemmas of today's society, and dumb as I could be, I chose to write an essay on abortion. Back then my wife and I already had 4 children of our own, and I just couldn't get my head around this matter. I wrestled, I groused at everybody, I cried and I protested. On the one hand, medics are capable of saving the premature, while somewhere else an unborn of the same age are aborted. So how do we approach human life in such? Or can it be that this debate is not relevant as the unborn is not human yet? Well, in the end, and I know I shouldn't say this, it felt like giving birth to a child myself. Anyway, all in all, I finished the essay and actually received a pretty high mark. Okay, so here is how I would like to approach this topic. I will mostly follow the lines as used in my paper. You see, some Christians are mute on this topic, and this is unfortunate and unnecessary because there are good theological and reasonable arguments to take a firm stand in this debate. We are not going to discuss this topic from a theological standpoint only. No, we are also going to discuss it from a secular, that is a non-related to religion perspective. Especially the arguments that appeal to reason are a bit of a challenge, because more often than not this approach is considered to be cold and heartless. This is not strange if you realize that the world around us is rapidly changing from an intellectual orientated society towards an overly anti-intellectual one. Many prefer emotional arguments to facts. Just see what is happening during the whole COVID drama. Anyway, in the end, I will try to give some suggestions on how Christians can participate in the debate overall. So, before we jump straight into the topic, I think it might be a good idea to clarify some terms. Terminology makes a distinction in development. Often the unborn is referred to as an embryo in its earlier states of development, and when this stage is over, the fetal stage begins. Normally 8 to 10 development weeks for the embryonic stage. These terms do not make matters easier though, because emotionally people tend to take a different stance towards something which is called an embryo than towards the term baby or child. Still, I will use these terms embryo and fetus, so now and then, to signify the period of development. I might also use the term sanctity of life. Somewhere down the line, I'm not sure when, but I might use it. Sanctity of life is generally used by those who oppose technology or practices that they believe break the clear value of human life. It is best understood as the respect that is owed to human life as a gift of God. The Bible teaches us that we have the duty to protect and respect human life. The Bible is clear about the respect and responsibility we as humans have towards each other's life. For Christians, this means that all human life is sacred and that this does not depend on culture, race, state of consciousness, color, physical ability or disability, etc. Good. As I said, I'll have to make the videos a little shorter, which is a bother for those among you who want to see the whole topic in once. My apologies for that. Anyway, in the next episode we will see whether we can talk about the unborn as human being. I will not suffice to say yes, which would be an easy and fast move. No, we will actually study this question both from the biological and philosophical point of view. The nice thing about this approach is that it will give us 3 interesting premises to work with. For now I'll leave it at this. I will make a playlist on both Odyssey and YouTube, making it easy for you to find all the episodes neatly arranged. I'm curious about your ideas, remarks and initiatives though, so let me know in the comment section below. And please consider making an account on Odyssey and write your comments there. You'll find an invitation to Odyssey in the description below. The nice thing is, when you accept my invitation, we both receive some LBC for free. But also it's easier for me to answer on Odyssey as I have a hard time opening YouTube and BitChute. Do take a look in the description of this video, because I always try to add some relevant links. Also in the same description you'll find ways to support me. You don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Actually, I would like to thank those among you who already supported me. It's a great help in both my work as missionary here on Madagascar and in making these videos. I very much appreciate your trust. Okay, like always, thank you for watching, God bless you, and we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. You can give me a thumbs up if you liked it. You can also subscribe to my channel, or even better, follow me on Odyssey. That way you will never miss a new video. You will find all the links in the description below.